Alright, Sector 9 is here. It's a giant frog with some other frogs. I think I'm going to start trailing off these videos now where it's just a overall guide of multiple different teams. I'll still be trying to use melee within the team, of course, but I will be doing every viable DPS that I have built or I think would work. But this video will be in order from best to worst, in my opinion. So I'm not wasting anybody's time watching the videos, so let's get right into it. Alright, first things first, the recommended element is Thunder and Earth. So the first obvious team that sticks out to me is Merlin, Daisy, Gother, and Elizabeth. This is already the meta lightning team, and it happens to be meta here as well. This is the exact same team that I have my best time on, the 1406. At the time of recording, this is a pretty good time, and I will be showing this run later in the video. Since this guy has quite a bit of health, we are going to be using the raid set on every single team that I showcase today. But quickly, my Merlin has a basically perfect weapon, crit damage, normal skill, lightning damage. The outfit is a 2 with 3, crit damage and normal skill, but it's pretty low roll. Outfit is level 3. The raid set, the ring is just crit chance. This could be lightning attack, this could be defense shatter, this could be crit damage. Any of those rolls would also be viable. Daisy is on the same gear as always. These pants give more magic than the other ones, so we're using these. 2-piece just for the magic, buff duration, and the Crimson Ring just for the magic. Outfit is level 3 with magic on it. Gother is on the Untamed Roar 4 set. I just call it the Backshot armor. Pretty good name, right? This is my armor roll for the speed run. It's actually a perfect 3 of 3 for damage at least. But for staff, this is pretty much a terrible roll. Anyway, armor's level 3. We're running the 3 set. The 3 set does need to be on someone like always, so we're just putting it on Gother. On the staff, we just have magic. On Daisy's book, we just have magic. On Liz's book, we also just have magic. You should get the idea by now. If she is not P10, magic on pretty much everybody. If she is P10, then obviously you're going to want to start prioritizing defense like I am, but it's completely unnecessary. Alright, so I'm going to quickly explain the mechanics of this sector. He will spawn in little yellow frogs. Every time you kill one of these little yellow frogs, it takes a good chunk out of the main frog's HP. So I'm going to quickly try to show that off here. Try to combo alt them and kill them. Perfect group. I got rolled over. Alright, so that's one dead. Took over half of his health out. Now, he doesn't always lose the same amount of health when you kill the frogs, but it does take out quite a bit of his health. As you can see, like, you can almost clear the sector without even fighting the main boss. He's basically 0 health and I haven't even touched him. Yeah, that's basically why I said this sector is on one of the easier sides. You have 2 minutes to clear this, and I just cleared it in 1 minute by just basically messing around. But anyway, that's literally all of the general mechanics. Obviously, if you're going to seriously try to fight it, then you're going to be attacking the main frog and try to passively kill the yellow frogs. But I do think that's a good enough example for Merlin. I think any Merlin under the sun will be able to 3-star this, if you just get lucky with being able to damage both frogs at the same time. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in my best run right here. Just so you understand what to do on Merlin if you want to go for a leaderboard or just try to use the most efficient strat available. Alright, now I think next up is going to be Diane. She seems like an obvious choice. She's very, very good in general. And you can see she is boosted in this sector, so she gets more attack, defense shatter, and pierce, which is amazing. Daisy is also in here. She can do the exact same thing that Diane does. So what did we change compared to the last team? We just have a axe right here. This is another 3 out of 3 pretty good roll. Special attack, crit damage, and earth damage. Those are the 3 rolls you're actually looking for. Weapon is limit break 7 because I was doing the previous sector where Diane was meta. The weapons can be just limit break 7, whatever, with equipment attack. Like I said, we're using the 7-piece raid still. The armor is only level 2 with a 1 out of 3 roll. You're looking for something like special attack, crit damage, or special attack and attack increase. Anything like that will work perfectly fine. We did swap over to Book Gother, and he's on the 4-piece set. His armor does not matter at all, but it is level 2. For Book Gotha to be viable, you are going to want him to be P5 at least. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Hauser is either the same or slightly better than him. So if your Gotha is not P5, then just use Hauser. The book just has magic on it. My Diane is P8. I think the absolute minimum you can use her at is P5 because she becomes immune to reactions. You have a lot of options available to you here. You can use quite a lot of people nowadays. But let's get into the Diane showcase. So we're going to go in and do the exact same thing that I did last time. We're going to do 2 tags on Diane. We're going to do 2 Qs and an E on Gother. I get stun locked and rolled over probably 100 times here. I'm going to do the combo ult, land our E, or get knocked out of it. Can't really tell what happened. I'm going to try to hit him and frogs at the same time. Alright, we're out of E's. I don't know what just happened to me. I got frozen. We're going to ult and heal. 2 Qs. An E. Swap. We're going to do some tags on Diane. Last tag. Straight into another combo ult. Get the E out. Charge our Qs again. And he should be dead. Okay. So 107, you have about a minute left. Now my Diane was P8 with a good roll on the weapon, and we had about 50 seconds left. Basically, for any of these runs to be considered a good run, the yellow frogs need to be on top of you while you're doing damage to the blue frog. I am aware you could do a 3-star with a DPS Daisy like my guildmate did here, but I am very, very, very bad on DPS Daisy. I tried it out, it just didn't really work for me. I don't have it built properly or anything like that, so I'm just going to skip that for me. And I would suggest a lot of you do the same thing. Don't try to force a build that you don't have built or you're not comfortable with. Just use your highest potential and best built team. I did just try Meli's raid armor off recording and it felt pretty bad as well, so I'll try this one more time, and if it doesn't work out, then I think Meli is going to take the L here on this sector for the first time ever. But I don't know, I'm just doing absolutely no damage. Boing, 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 boing. We're gonna do the same thing I always do. Try to get that stun off, okay. That's not bad. Need to get our orbs up. Okay, he's doing the move again. He literally just did it, but whatever. Try to do as much damage as possible before first strike is gone. Build up our magic as quick as possible. Get our Liz ult back up again. Swap. E. Q. Swap. Combo ult. As much damage as possible. He's spinning again. Build up our magic. Get to her ult ends. Combo ult. Yeah, I think Meli's gonna take the L here. I'm just barely not good enough to do the damage that I need to do. I really did give it my best effort, but I do think Meli is absolutely cooked on this sector. I left him with about 10% HP. There is a guy on my leaderboard who is rank 31 with Meli with a 41 second. I honestly just tried this like 5 different times, and no matter what I do, Meli is just absolutely terrible. So If you have any ideas, let me know what's going on, but I personally do not. I do feel like I let you guys down on the melee because it is clearly right here, so it is possible. I can tell by his CC he has the raid set on. If I had to guess, he used a P10 go-through ult and then killed him very, very quickly with the Meliodas. Anyways, this was quite an interesting video. I didn't expect to see my melee fail, but I guess it did have to happen eventually. Now, I could try using a wand go-through. I actually did already try it. It does about half of his health, but then he's on cooldown for like 30 to 40 seconds, and it just doesn't feel that great. Drake DPS is also an option, I guess, but I've never used that guy a day in my life. So realistically, I do think that's it for this video. If you want to get an easy clear, you're probably going to want to use a Lightning Merlin or a Axe DIANE. And other teams that could work, but I don't recommend, are Wand Gother. That's with Gother as a DPS. Meliodas apparently works, as we've seen from the leaderboards. And Drake, I'm not really sure about. I didn't see him at all anywhere. Maybe he can do it, maybe not. I don't think there was literally a single Drake in sight. It's basically Merlin as far as the eye can see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I did try a lot of things on the back end, like I said. I did try Gother as a DPS, but he basically has a 30-second downtime that you can't do anything about. So it requires your build to be insanely good to clear it in 2 minutes. I do about a third of his health every 30 seconds, so technically it is fine. But there's just no way it's possible if your Gother is not like P10. So he's a no-go for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.